Dutch House of Representatives have recently accepted a proposal from the Party for Animals to ban all training aids. This is a huge topic which is now taking storm in the equestrian space, and here in the UK, I've heard about it through the incredible work of the Horse and Hound. And whilst this is a business podcast, I don't want it to be about just the nitty-gritty business, because actually there's so many more important topics also going on in the space, which are very much the business of equestrians. It's not just about the business. And today I wanted to bring this up because what is going on in this space? Are we losing our minds? Are we going to extremes? What is going on? So, the Dutch House of Representatives have accepted a proposal which sets out guidelines that all animal unfriendly tack or implements will be banned. Now, at the moment, they're talking about spurs, certain whips, certain other training aids, and it's just got me thinking, are we going a bit crazy? Now, by all means, I do not want to see any animals harmed, but actually, I come from a different perspective. In this space, we use certain implements and certain items to aid our training. Now, in the right hands, with the right people, used in the correct way, they are really, really helpful tools for us to use. And actually, what is the alternative? Because actually, it's not the implement or the crop, it's not the spurs that are the issue, it's the person behind those. And we can't control those people. And as much as it pains me to see animal cruelty out there, because it does exist, by banning these implements, we are not solving the problem. It will radically change the equestrian sport. And I guess for me, I was thinking about this in the car on the way over today. And recently in the news, I saw a farrier was shoeing somebody's horse. You may have seen it. And that said farrier got frustrated with the horse and unfortunately lashed out and hit the horse in the face with the back of his hammer. We can't ban the hammer. There's someone behind the hammer. There's been stuff in the news in the dressage world where people have used implements incorrectly. That implement didn't cause that harm. The person behind it did. And so where do we go with this? I'm sure there are many people listening to this that are running livery yards, training businesses. Perhaps you are a teacher. Perhaps you're a rider, professional. It's on us to take accountability for our actions and not upon the governments and for people above and beyond to start telling us what we should and shouldn't use. Because what will actually happen is it's going to go underground. For anyone that's listening to this that isn't equestrian, by pushing these regulations forward, unfortunately, all you're doing is you're going to hide the problem. Whereas actually as equestrians, what we want to do is open up to everybody else. Be open with what we do and why we do it. Because most people, I would say 98% of the people out there with animals and horses are not there to cause them harm, and banning their implements isn't going to fix the problem. But therein lies the issue. How do we fix the welfare problem? Is it bringing more sanctions and rules and banning tack? Or is it actually increasing an awareness among others? So what is the answer? Is it bringing in more regulation, banning items, or are we masking the problem? Now, with this proposal currently coming in and becoming something hot in the news, and it's only going to get hotter, the dressage world has seen it recently and it's only going to get worse, isn't it about time that we now took accountability for our actions and created a sense of safety out there for these people? Because by and large, this is coming to the forefront not by us as equestrians or by the people doing the work. It's coming from people who don't understand the space. So my question now is, how can we educate people or help others understand what we do? These implements are used because we are in responsibility of animals 10 times our size sometimes. And that doesn't mean that we should be using the implements incorrectly, but used correctly, it helps to teach and train the animals so that we can do the job, we can achieve what we would like to achieve out of it too. But therein lies another question, which I've just opened up myself. Should these animals be doing this for us? Now, perhaps I'm biased, But of course they should. They've been bred for this work. Now, before our time, I won't go into it too deeply now in this episode, but obviously horses have been used for work. They've been work horses. They've been towing tons of things, moving tons of, bricks to build the houses back in the day, or logs down the ravine because we couldn't get vehicles down there. They've always done this work. So they are bred and designed to do it. Us as humans have the privilege of working with the animals. And so it shouldn't be that we are taking advantage of these crops that we use, but instead building a society which uses them correctly and supports their function and shows everyone their function in the right way. I don't want to labour on this point too much, but I think right now is a really, really important time for us to be looking at what we are doing in the space. Whether you're a trainer or a rider, are you acting in the animal's best interests? Because if we don't do something soon, someone else will. And that is very, very evident today as I read the article in the Horse and Hound from overseas. Things will change, and it's down to us to do our bit now. So whatever you're doing, first, horse first, then educate those around you to make sure they are also doing things in the correct way. And let's work together to build a picture for the outer world who see us equestrians and help them to understand why we use what we use and the fact that we use it correctly. Now, it's never been more important time to do that. If you're a professional, the onus is on you more than ever. And anybody else, think about your actions as well. Horse first, outcome second. Work together to create this incredible community. Now, that's me for today. Please go and have a look at the Horse and Hound article that you'll find. Please comment and let me know what you think about the welfare issue out there, because if we don't get the word out there, someone else will get there first, and it won't be the result that we want it to be. Thank you very much for enjoying this episode. Please follow the show, and if you have any further comments or want to come and be on the show with me, please drop me a message on my socials, George Betson. Thank you very much.